up, y'all? How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. It is the 30th of December, 2013. Did you hear what I said? It's the 30th of December, 2013. One question right off the bat. Where did the year go? Did it not fly by? Look at all the experiences that you went through, and look at where you are now. It's amazing, ain't it? It's amazing. But guess what? Every peak and valley that you had to go through was for the betterment of you. Some of you may be thinking, well, Gerald, you know what? 2013 sucked. It sucked. I took a lot of losses, and I'm in pain, bro. I can't wait to get. I gotta go. Okay. Let's change your perspective on that. You might not realize right now that the experiences that you had to go through are in preparation for the things that you're going to face next year, which is a new chapter. This is just about the 2013 may have been your foundation year, where the ideologies and the perceptions that you had once before, it fell down. It got tested, and you see that a lot of it was illusions, a lot of it was fear, a lot of it was influence. So now that you've learned those, hopefully, you're ready to step into your new life, your new chapter, with a different perspective. You know, some people may say, well, you know what? All I have to do is just get a bad taste once and I'm good. Okay. But just make sure that your steps are humble, because, you know what? If you don't learn from it, you're bound to repeat it, and it'll be more intense the next go around. Because that's energy out. The energy always comes back. Please believe. Please believe. But, how are you? How was your Christmas? Did you receive the gifts? Did you give the gifts from a pure place? Was it fulfilling for you? How many of you truly enjoy the aspect of just being in unison with the people that you hold dear? That's the greatest gift I've come to learn that you'll give. It's time. So next year, you're going to make sure that you tweak it a little bit, because you see the importance of your time. You see that without you placing boundaries where they should, it will elude you each and every time. Because trust and believe, you've got some people out there that will steal your time if you allow them. Why? Because they're not grounded. They're not grounded. They know it, but they know that you don't know it. And that's why they hit you with the okie doke every chance they get, because they know that they found a chink in your armor, and they're gonna play with it as long as they can until you patch that up. So, how are you? You doing fine? For those who've never been to my channel, I want to welcome you. If someone sent you this, they did it out of love. So, welcome once again. I hope that you stick around and you find what is conveyed by Spirit. It uplifts your life in some way or form. Okay? So, we're getting ready to enter into 2014, y'all. Did you hear me? 2014. That means next year, this next cycle should be about harmony for you. For my numerology has, it is going to be a 7-year. So, the seeds that you planted You will start to see a cultivation. It'll be stimulated. Some will see harvests at the appropriate time. Some will not, but do not be discouraged, because, see, you got to understand, your higher power does not resonate from what we know as time. He is omnipresent, and really, he don't need our help to govern our lives. He don't. He gonna do what he needs to do when he needs to do it. But we are responsible to position ourselves to receive the insight and the blessings that he wants to give us. So that's why we can't resonate from a place of fear. Did you hear what I'm saying? You can't walk in 2014 being fearful about things that got you emotionally in flux. It's not going to work. Because if you take that same mindset, guess what? You're gonna attract more people. So you've got to make a decision on what's best for you. And guess what? That is not being selfish. That is being selfless. Because if you don't have yourself together, not only will you not be able to reciprocate the things that are intended for you, but guess what? Your environment will also resonate of indecisiveness as well, because it's not stable. And if you're not stable, how can you find harmony? My kings and my queens, it is time. It's time. 2014 is about fear busting. The things that you held on to for security, false security, you're going to be forced to let them go. You are going to embrace your true self. You are going to take the road less traveled. I call that synchronicity. See, but it's very important that you discern. Because when you discern, you're protected. So you got to understand something. Your higher power protects his children, and you are his children if you choose to be claimed as such. But it must be from a place of authenticity. So I know somebody right now is thinking, well, Gerald, financially I got it going on. I have so much to offer, but yet I feel so insecure. It's because you're not putting your boundaries in perspective. And so what's happening is you're attracting that same energy back to you. That is why some of you may be in a situation right now where you're great at making friends, but your biggest challenge is finding the one. It's really not a challenge because you're not supposed to find. You're not. So you got to understand something. See, there is that. See, the devil's word. He wants to say, well, for every tit, there's a tat. He wants to put the question marks after your actions to make you feel unsure of yourself, because he does not want you to come into your own. See, some of you don't even realize that you are about to go into a major, major breakthrough in your life. Some of you have had challenges with your dynamics of your relationships, only to realize the source is found in your parents. You got to heal that. You got to heal that to get that. Some of you are looking at it in a sense of, Well, you know they say the apple fall far from the tree, don't fall far from the tree, but I'm not like them. But in actuality, you are. You just haven't accepted it. But here's the beautiful thing about that. We can all change. And 2014 is your year. That is that door that you're going to have to make a decision to walk through. Okay, here you go. Here's a good video. And I'm guilty of it from time to time. You know how, was it Steve Wilkos show? You know, he always has some type of drama he's trying to work through. And at the end, he has the guest to make a decision. Are you going to continue to embrace the path you're on, or are you going to take the other door and blaze your own path? And then that person has to make a decision at that moment which way to go. That's what's happening now. That's what's happening right now. Your spiritual door is about to be opened, and you have to make a decision that where you are now is that's where you want to resonate from, or you're going to make a decision to take the door that is going to really give you the things you need. Well, you may be saying, well, Gerald, I'm married and I've got challenges, and I love my man, or I love my queen, but we're just not eye to eye. You're not eye to eye because you're not willing to change. Some of you have communication problems so severe that every day you wake up to put a mask on. And you're saying, well, you know what? I've got hope, and I know as long as I do this, I can navigate through my day. And you've taken a position of condoning it. But just ask yourself this. Do you really believe you were placed on this planet to suffer? Do you believe that you were placed on this planet to be abused? Do you believe that you were placed on this planet to be violated? I don't think so. See, these actions are only testaments of you not seeing your self-worth and boundaries. But see, because there's so much insecurity being placed not only to be absorbed through the media, it's all around you to change your psyche, the way you think. So you just go with the flow. But how's that working for you? Some of you have been challenged with finding your footing financially, and you're like, I am so sick and tired of working 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make one paycheck. Do you think you're going through that just because? No. You're going through these things to cause you to think, to change the approach. There's something that you're overlooking. And once you tap into that, your finances will be healed. I had to learn that one myself. Sure did. But see, your higher power wants you to say, listen, baby, my queen, my king, my child, all I want you to do is to lock on to me. Don't worry about what's to the left of you or to the right of your environment. Look at me. Keep your eyes on me. Because I don't even want you to look over there. I want you to keep your eyes on me. And as long as you keep your eyes on me, you're going to find the safety and security. And I'm going to take you through some things. And you're going to sidestep a whole lot of stuff. And guess what? When you finally look around, you're going to feel like you're 1,000,000 miles away from where you went, where you came from. You'll be finally able to exhale and breathe in peace. See, That's the main reason some of you are going through the challenges of your alliances that you allow in your life. They don't get you now. They don't understand what you're about. And it's causing you a division. It's causing you a division because you're becoming more spiritually aware. And unfortunately, they're not there yet. But that's okay because, see, we've got free will. Can't nobody make you do anything that you don't want to do. But if you don't discern, you're more or less given the keys to your life only to be driven into a climatic issue. So when are you going to take the road less traveled? Don't you realize that road has your name on it? Do you realize that now is the time that you're going to stand up and embrace loving yourself? And you're going to come into your own, and you're going to be like, I can't believe I did it. I can't believe I've been able to embrace this. This is something that I would have never thought would be possible. See, some of y'all don't even realize that some of y'all are going to have major transformations in your life. Some of y'all may be in a position that you're thinking, you know what, I always wanted to have my own. I want a home or something. And guess what? God's going to give you not only the home that you want, but it's going to surpass your wildest dreams. With get this, with the price point that you want to pay the mortgage. Watch. Some of you going to be the first year that you buy your first car. Some of you are going to make the decision, hey, this is the year I decide to go and seek my education. And some of you may take this year to be the year that you take that long-awaited travel that you wanted to do. Because you're trusting in your higher power. And that's what he wants. He wants you to say, keep your eyes on me. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Yeah, this is going to come real close, but don't even worry about it because I want you to focus on me. Because I'm about to bring you somewhere that without me, you can't get there. And as long as you discern, as long as you put your trust in him, as long as you place your boundaries where they should be, some of you are going to finally have the courage to say no. Oh, I know I'm talking to somebody now. So there's somebody right now like, you know what? I've been challenged. That's been one of my challenges. In my mind, I say no, but I always go with the flow. I only end up, and I always get hurt. No, you're going to say no this year. You're going to say no. But just know this. You got to do this because what's going to happen is that desired respect that you've always wanted. Well, guess what? It's going to come to pass when you start to respect yourself. But you'll have the courage and the strength to do the work. And now let me throw this out there. Let me keep it 100. Some of you, your biggest challenge is going to be to say goodbye. I was watching the movie Claudine yesterday before I went to work. If some of you have never seen that movie, it's Diane Carroll and James Earl Jones. It was a movie that was done back in the early 70s, and it had a lot of social commentary in it. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it because there's a lot of messages in that movie that resonate to this day, especially in the black community. Well, I mean, across the board, really across the board, really. But some of you are going to heal some of those fences that have been torn down. And some of y'all gonna put some fences up that should have been there. It's just like treat my life like an old theme park. Everybody walked all over it, and mistreated me. But that's okay though, because it's a lighter note than that. Now that you know what you don't need, now you can put focus on receiving that you do need. And that's what God wanted you to understand. That's why boundaries are important. Because you're not placed on this earth to suffer. And here's another thing too. And I know some of y'all are probably wondering this, but I tapped on this too. As I mentioned before, I've made a decision after 15 years. I'm letting that go. I'm letting this go. So I'm enjoying it now because I'm purging this out. No, I'm not doing any side. No. I think the most I'll do to offset the craving will be like peppermint. Because it's nothing but a placebo anyway, an oral fixation of being bored. So I'm enjoying it my last 2 days. But this is what I've noticed. And you may can see it yourself. When you get a chance, go to my very first video, right? Where it has my videos. And look at the very first one. And then scroll up to this one. And you will notice that it seems like I get younger. And I realize that's what God is doing. Because I had a lot of burden. And I had a lot of emotional baggage. And there was some from my childhood that I had to purge. I had to. Because little did I know it was killing me. It was actually allowing the wrong people in my life. And I had a lot of insecurities. But what I found is the more and more that you trust your higher power, the more and more that you communicate with him, he's going to make them jagged edges that you feel. Yeah, that one. The one that you think that no one's going to understand. No one's going to get. Well, guess what? What's going to happen is he's going to sit you down and cause you to ponder why you do what you do. And guess what? You're going to see the emotional trigger from it. That's why I put in the video the other day about soul ties. If you look at those soul ties that you have in your connection to your life, you'll see a common theme of not only how they were attracted, why they were attracted, and the commonality that you both shared. But here's the kicker. When you step back, you'll see a common theme amongst them all. But just know this. As you atone for each and every one of those, you're going to have a sense of freedom. And guess what? You will start to see and feel your true self. And here's a kicker on that. The more and more that you embrace your spiritual connection with God, that higher power, I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ, he is going to pull away the things that do not serve you. So you also have to look at it like this. You're going to lose some friendships. You're going to lose them. You're going to lose some connections. And here's how you know. Because when you make that decision to be pure, you may even try to test this theory. You're going to try to reach out to those people, and guess what? You ain't going to get them. You'll never get them. The conversation will never come to pass. Why? Because you're dealing with there's a spiritual difference. So if they're resonating from, I don't like using a darker mindset, but a negative point of view, you're not going to even want to have nothing to do with them. You're going to actually be repulsed. But you got to get past this one aspect. Like-minded attracts like-minded. But you've got to atone and accept it. But then you got to release it, because that's not who you are. That's why I keep saying, I don't care if you was wilding out and you was knocking down every person that breathed. You ain't gonna do it no more. You just stop, because you'll start to see your worth. That's why, my queens, that's why I try to get you to understand. When you hear people talk out the side of their neck, they're doing that to keep you unstable, because they see that you're vulnerable. That's why it is very important to speak your truth. 2014 is going to be the year that you're going to have that conviction on your heart. That's the only way that you're going to go. And that's why they say the truth will set you free. But please, please, please do not shoot yourself in the foot. Do not take a position or have the audacity to say, well, this is what I'm going to do, but I'm doing it out of spite. Because Johnny hurt me, I'm going to turn around and do that to the next person. Because all you're doing is perpetuating the same cycle. That's why that theory, each one teach one, but it's negative. So guess what? That energy that you put out, someone's going to eventually come back and reciprocate that to you. And God forbid, lessons have the ability to jump generations. So don't do that to yourself. This is one of my favorite songs. I gotta put a little volume on this. But see, guess what? You're not the sideshow. 2014, you're going to be the main act. Because you're going to be in control of your life. That's right. So, you've got to have courage. Don't worry about the things you don't have control of. You only have control of you. Only you. So, yeah, there's going to be upheavals. The devil don't want you to grow. He don't want you to grow. So guess what? You may just get a phone call and the person that was walking with you say, I'm out. Don't even see it coming. Why? Because there's that spiritual tie. You're not the same. But guess what? You take it all in stride. You keep looking forward. And if it's divinely meant, guess what? Just as you're embracing growth for yourself, they too won't grow too. And God forbid they may have to go through their season of, what I call a season of appreciation, where the things that they squandered, they will have to learn. And if it's divinely meant, guess what? God will bring your paths crossed again. You got to understand something. He has the ability. He makes a way when there is no way. He doesn't need our help. He don't. But he can't help you unless you allow him to govern your life. You gotta understand something. Not trying to make light of it, but he knows everything that we're going to do before we took our first breath. When the doctor spanked us on our butt, guess what? Your legacy was written. And every time that you found yourself in the darkness, in the shadows, weeping, releasing those pure tears, why do you think that we cry? It's to cleanse the soul. That's why you feel better when you cry sometimes. That's what spawns clarity sometimes. And some of you need a good cry. Because when you do that, see, that's one thing I've also learned too. You can't cry and not be humble. That's a twofold action. I don't care how much denial that you have convinced yourself the world is beating you on your back. Humility comes from every teardrop. But guess what? For every tear that was shed will be validated next year with a smile. That's right. That's why, my queens, I tell you, you better protect your temple. God can't bring you the man that's deserving of you. But guess what? He's making him new too. He's working on him too. And that's one thing I've also noticed too. And I shared this with somebody. The one will never, hear my words, will never interfere in your life. He already knows. She already knows her position. And they're not going to impede your growth because they want you to get there. Oh yeah, synchronicity is in there. The song right here is called Rock Creek Park. See, I'm from DC, and Rock Creek Park is like DC's version of Central Park. Beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, to be in the concrete jungle, you would think you were somewhere else if you ever get a chance to go up to DC. Take a ride up to Rock Creek Park. Just, it's like I think it's like a little bit under 7 miles in length, but it's beautiful. Matter of fact, for some of you that may have seen the movie Temptation, the part where Jolie Smollett's character, where she was running, where she went to run, that was Rock Creek Park. Yeah. So, beautiful place. To get back to the point, 2014, you're gonna go through that period where you're going to shed all your shackles, every one of them. Why? Because the old you can't go where you're going, and all those alliances, connections, you're going to redefine your friendships as you fortify your boundaries. You have to do that because, see, you got to understand, as I always say, the person that you're going to become in the future depends on you making sound decisions. Well, guess what? There are some people that will come into your life to only be motivation, good or bad. You think, well, Gerald, I was in a bad situation with this knucklehead, and he was pure hell. But then you made the decision to get up out of there, or made a decision for your best, for yourself, purely. Well, maybe you attracted him into your life, so he would be the inspiration for you to make that decision to motivate you for the better. Now that you're starting to see your footing, now you know what you need to do. Some of you are returning back to school after a great period of time. I commend you. I commend you. Some of you are getting ready to step into new jobs and environments, and what those environments are going to be new connections that you're going to make. And some of them are going to be going to remind you of some of the alliances that you had prior to that. But that's where your discernment comes into play. Because, you see, God will always give you the blessings, but the devil's going to always test them. He wants to see how true to you are. That's why some soul ties always are hard to break. But just know this, if it ain't blessed, it can't last. And if it can't last, it never had your best interest to begin with. So please see your worth, my kings. The days of the step infected is over, my brother. It's time for you to be a man. It's time for you to seize the moment and claim your name rightfully. And when you do that, you will attract what is best for you, the things you need, not the things you want. That's why the things that you've always wanted don't last. Why? Because it's not what you need. So, yeah, 2014 is about claiming. It's about seeing your worth. So, If you're dealing with a situation where people are doing this, blah, 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 turn around and say thank you. Say thank you. And keep stepping. Because the more that you keep stepping, the more that will be revealed to you. And who knows? If you've done the work, you may just run into the one. If that's what you need. I'm proud of you guys, y'all. I really am. You know, life ain't easy. Your life is not supposed to be easy because it has your name on it. And that's the requirement to live it. But it starts by you loving yourself first. Don't you see that? I think you do. So, for those that are going to go out New Year's Eve, please, please be careful out there. I don't know about y'all, but here in Virginia Beach, they've already stepped up the police presence, which is a good thing. But you got to be conscious on those who do not see their worth. And they're going to be reckless. And the last thing that we want is for you not to be able to come into a new chapter of your life in 2014. We want you to come back. I want you to come back, okay? Alright. Well, guys, enjoy your New Year's. I know y'all got a million resolutions that you're going to do, but just start. Look, I already made my list for next year. I've already got my planner. Even though you got smartphones and tablets, technology is there. But what I've come to learn, if you take the time to sit down and write out your thoughts, you tend to retain it more because of the cognitive action of writing it. You remember that. Okay? So, to my queens, my beautiful queens, I hope that you bring 2014 in with a beautiful smile. You finally let that glow. Let that glow, sweetie. Let it light up your environment. My kings, you smile as well. You lift your heart up. Place your feet on the ground. Embrace your strength. You claim your name. But you always put your higher power first. You got to do that, y'all. He's got so many blessings. All those hardships you went through last year, some of y'all have been going through it for the last 5-6 years. It's going to end. So if you do anything, not to be winded, these next 2 days, sit down and write out the things that you are leaving in 2013. You got to do it. Each one of them say thank you. I've learned a lesson. Or if it's a connection, ask for you to be released. And if it is a relationship, because let's keep it 100. Some of y'all are together in 2013, but you're going to be single in 2014. You've already made that decision. My advice to you is this. If there's no growth in this, and this is something that you have to do, I ask that you please discern over it first in prayer. Give that situation and challenge to your higher power completely. That means you release it. You don't meddle. And then you do the most selfless thing that you can do. You take a position of retrospect, reflection, and well-deserved healing. See, that's how you get rid of the emotional upheaval. We know it is the emotional baggage. Process where you've been. Process what you went through. Because if you don't do that, everything that you've experienced was in vain. And I'm going to tell you what, your life is precious. You're only on this planet for so long, my king, my queens. Let's make 2014 your breakout year. I know it is. I already know that he's got, I feel it in my heart right now, he's got some big things for me. And I can't wait to share them when they come to pass. So, I send my love, my blessings, and as of course, my prayers to each and every one of you. I thank you for taking the time to allow me into your lives. See, you're an extension to me, and I'm an extension to you. Just like I know someone prayed for me, I'm going to continue to pray for you because, see, I see your worth. I do. But I discern it through mine. So you guys be safe out there, okay? Hug and give a kiss for those that you hold dear, alright? Alright, guys. As I always say, he's praying for you. You know I am. We about to step into a new chapter of our lives. Be blessed, y'all. Bye.